Okay. So it is live now? Okay. Okay. So let me welcome all of you to the third and final live session of NPTEL online certification course, Surface Mining Technology. Okay, so this is our last live session before your exam. Probably the exam is already scheduled, and many of you have already registered for the exam. So first, at the very beginning, let me wish best of luck for your exam, which you are going to appear in the coming few weeks, 1-2 weeks. Okay. So first, let me very clearly explain you what you have to do during the exam. You will find out in the exam there are 50 questions. These questions are 2 marks each in most of the cases. So these questions are basically of two types. One is it is in MCQ, multiple choice type question, where you will find out there are 4 options given, A, B, C, D for that particular problem. Okay. So in that 4 option A, B, C, D, only one option is right. So you need to click on that option. So this exam is completely computer based. It is not a pen and paper based. So it is completely computer based. You have to appear in time in the examination center. In examination center, after entering into the exam hall, you will find out that a computer setup is there. There you have to enter your name, roll number to enter into the system. And when the examination will start, your computer will start automatically. The clock of your computer will start automatically. The exam will be for 3 hours. So in these 3 hours, when the clock will start, the questions will come in front of you. One by one question will come in front of you, and you have to answer those questions one by one. Okay. So you can have the option to go back to the previous question also, go back to the forward question also, or you can opt for any question, say question number 1 to 50. You can opt for any question among them. So these questions are 1 to 50. Questions are there. In these questions, you will find out some questions are multiple choice type questions. In this multiple choice type questions, you will find out there are 4 options. Okay. In these 4 options, only one option is right. You have to click onto those options. Okay. There are, in the question, you will find out questions are based on the theory. Questions are based on the numericals. For the questions of the theory, you have to think, you have to recall, you have to analyze, and you have to answer the question. Whatever is given in the question, you have to draw the answer out of that from the recalling or from the analyzing the whatever is clues are given in the question. So there are 4 options. You have to opt for the right option there. Only one, you remember, there are only one and only one option is right in case of multiple choice type question. Okay. But there are some questions which are multiple selective type questions also. In those questions, there are more than one option is right. Okay. So that means there may be 2 options are right. There may be 3 options are right. Okay. So those are the possibilities in those cases, and you have to opt for those options. You have to click on those options. Which are those 2 or those 3 options are right? You have to click on each and every right options. Okay. So that you need to consider, and you have to be very precisely analyze to arrive at the right answer in that case. You remember, multiple selective type question, there must be more than one option is right. Okay. Third type of questions which are available there is basically numerically answer type question. Okay. So in that case, you have to type the answer. Okay. So there are problems. You have to solve the problem. A scrap notebook will be given to you. There are 1-2 pages notebook will be given to you. You cannot bring any notebook. Notebooks will be given in the examination hall by the examination conducting authority. So that you you have to use the notebook. In that notebook, you have to calculate the required analysis. Whatever uh, data is given, based on that data, you have to analyze. Okay. So you remember, you cannot assume any data. All the data are given there. You do not assume. Okay. I am telling you the reason, because the answer is given on a range. If your calculated answer is coming within that range, then only your answer will be right. So that's why do not go for assuming anything. Each and every data is provided in the question. So you have to use the data which are provided in the question, calculate based on those data, and arrive at the answer. Okay. And then you arrive at the answer, and then you have to type that answer. There are 2 options of typing. Generally, in most of the cases, a virtual keyboard is given on the screen. Using in your mouse, you click on those virtual keyboard, then the answer will be typed on the given box in the screen. So you have to give your answer on the given box in the screen. You have to click on the given box, then you have to use your mouse to click onto the whatever the numbers, you have to click on that. You remember, for each and every cases, the type of answer is provided, whether the answer type is integer or answer type is real or not. If it is real, then it is how at up to what decimal point you have to give the number. Those are given in the question. So what you need to do, you need to answer the number up to that decimal or up to the integer. So real or integer, whatever is there given in the question paper, you have to give answer accordingly. Okay. So you must be prepared yourself for the same. I understand that this is similar to the system which you practice for the GATE exam. Okay. So okay. So this is one important requirement you must follow while you are appearing to the exam. So okay. So if anyone is having any queries, you can ask those queries today. If not, then also you need not to worry. We will be available. We will be available to give you the answer. So through our the normal process, which in the email you give us the queries, which in general will give you the answer. So one queries is there. I think that will be answered related to the prismoidal section. That will be answered to him directly by our group of this NPTEL course. So you need not be worried about that. That queries were raised by Sravana Devi. Okay, so the Sravana Devi will send you the answer related to the same. Okay, so you need not to worry about that. So examination, I think it is scheduled in the last week of this month. So you have to appear there. The course is already complete. The last assignment is already submitted. As we have many time discussed and make you aware that the timely submission of the assignments are important, because it comes under the continuous, this course comes under the continuous evaluation process, and continuous evaluation assignments, timely submission of the assignments is a part of the continuous evaluation mission. That's why it is important. A significant weightage is there for the assignments. Okay, so I hope you have already submitted the assignments on time, and getting a good marks depends on the timely completion of the assignments. Fortunately, we have found the all our assignments, most of our assignments, we have not found one or two only mistakes are found there, but all our assignments were found okay, and we need not to need not have to go for any modification of the same. So this is a good one for this time. So assignment part is over. In our surface mining course, we have started with the description of the rocks, understanding the rock mass conditions. Then we have understood the phases of surface mining. We have understood the surface mining systems. Then we understood that what is cut-off grade and all those things. Then stripping ratios. What are the different types of stripping ratios has to be considered during the mine planning stage. So phases of surface mining, which basically gives you the idea how from the search of the mineral to finally the closing of the mines carried out, step-by-step approach is basically discussed in the phases of surface mining. Then we have started our unit operations, first with the excavation by ripper, then excavation by the dozers. Then we have carried out the opening of box cuts. So the surface mining basically, which is nothing but the horizontal slicing of the earth. So that horizontal slicing starts with the preparation of the box cut. So the first excavation which is made is called box cut. So we have started our course, started our unit operations by the excavation of box cut, which is followed by ripper, which is followed by drilling operations, then the explosive and blasting operations. After that, the blasted marks are required to be excavated. So excavators are basically discussed, which is basically shovels. Then the transportation systems are discussed. Transportation system comprises, mostly in mining, it's a dump truck transportation system, or sometimes we are having continuous transportation system like conveyors. That's a continuous mining system. When we adopt for that, we go for conveyor transportation system. And apart from that, some other transportation system like railway, like waterways, like your ropeways, slurry transportation system. These are some of the systems which are also possible in the mines. After transportation system, we have discussed the application of surface miner in the surface mines. In fact, India is the largest user of the surface miner in the world, and surface miner is basically hugely applied in the surface coal mines and limestone mines in the country. We are using more than 500 surface miners currently in the country. After surface miner, we have discussed another continuous excavation machine, that is bucket wheel excavator. And bucket wheel excavator is also one of the important machine, which is very highly productive machine used in the surface mines. After bucket wheel excavator, we have discussed high wall mining. We have discussed drag lines. Drag line is the machine which is basically used for the removal of the overburden, which is basically directly cast. So you understand, drag line do not dump the material, excavate the material, but do not dump the material on any transportation system. It dump the material on the ground, or it cast the material in the opposite side. So it is a direct casting system used for the overburden material. Drag line comprises with long boom and high bucket capacity, and which basically giving us the opportunity to have the high production rate from the drag line. So similarly, high wall miner system is also another system which is commonly or nowadays used to excavate some additional material from the high wall which is locked under the bench slope. So that high wall miner is commonly used for excavation some locked material, locked coal in the high wall. So high wall miner is basically used for that additional excavation there. So this is the use of the high wall miner. These are the recent technology adopted in the country. After high wall miner, we have discussed about the auxiliary operations like say haul road maintenance. So basically in road maintenance, we have discussed there are in common road maintenance, generally a road comprises of 4 layers: embankment, subgrade, grade, and wearing surface. Among the mining, when mining operation is carried out, X-pit mining operation. X-pit mining operations means after mine up to the railway siding or mill or so. That means from the pit top mines to the destination of the mineral. In that cases, we basically use the normal normal road conditions, which is also considered as the haul road, but that comprises the 4 layers. But in mines, when we are using in-pit haul roads, we are constructing in-pit haul roads where the dump trucks runs for taking out the mineral or coal from the pit bottom of the mine to the pit top. Okay, so floor of the surface mine to the top portion of the surface mine. There, the 4 layers we do not consider because the life of these haul roads are very limited. So generally, we limits our road construction here up to the embankment and the subgrade. We do not go for the laying of the grades and the wearing surface. That means the main load configurations which are used, because these life of these roads are very limited. It's a short-term one. Each and every time you have to construct the road, you have to then again excavate that road. So that's why here you allow your dump trucks to run over an haul road which are under prepared condition. Okay, so that is commonly used for the mine haul road conditions. Apart from that, there are some special type of mining technologies are required. One technology which is used, that is the dimensional stone mining technology. Say in mining, when we are carrying out mining, basically we excavate the rock. We try to fragment the rock in smaller pieces. The smaller pieces are easier to handle, easier to transport. So those are basically considered for the mining. But the final use of the mining products are important. In most of the cases, our final products are the finer products, because we in general use those minerals in a powdery condition. So suppose where we are excavating the limestone, generally in mostly we use those limestone for the preparation of the cement. In cement, the limestone used is in powder form. So we need the powder form of the limestone. So having a smaller size limestone as the output of the mine does not affect, basically it is beneficiating the mine owner, because the further size reduction cost will be reduced. Same thing is there for metallic ores, because most of the metals are liberated in the micron size. So that's why if the powdery forms are made, then the micron size minerals from where you go for processing and refining the mineral to get the metal is easier. So that's why finer products are basically welcome in those sectors. Only in iron root sector, we generally wish to have a mineral the output product size of 1 centimeter to 4 centimeter. That is 10 mm to 40 mm. That is the feed size of the blast furnace, which is commonly used nowadays. So that's why those are the size requirement for those final use of the products. Even coal also, when the thermal powers are using coal, they are also coals are pulverized, having its in micron size. So the micron size are basically placed in the furnace for the generation of the power. Okay, so that's why finer products are welcome always, but in some cases we need to have larger and sized boulders, size stones for our use. That is called dimensional stone. In dimensional stone comprises of the gemstone, dimensional stone comprises of the marbles, dimensional stones comprises of the granites. So these are basically dimensional stones which are used for decorating purpose, and these stones are having the pricing. Larger the size, the pricing is the more. Larger the purity of the stone, the pricing is the more. So that's why this for these stones, for this type of minerals, our mining process has to be changed, because any cracks occurred in those stones, that is devaluate the price of the mineral. So that's why we do not want to generate any damage or any cracks onto the stones. So that's why the large boulders are required to be excavated from there, from those cases, and blasting is mostly not opted for, especially for the good deposits. Same thing occurs for the gemstone also, because if you are carrying out any blasting etc. there, and any cracks occurs in the gemstone, then gemstone does not gives a good market value. So that's why in those cases cautious excavation has to be carried out. Mostly the cutting technology is used, saw cutter, disc cutter. Okay, those are expansion of the slots. Okay, those techniques are used for excavate the stones, the dimensional stones or the gemstones from the mine. So those special mining technologies are discussed in the dimensional stone mining. We have after that we have discussed about the underwater excavation process. In fact, underwater excavation is currently on huge demand because most of the mineral deposit, near surface mineral deposit available in our land area is mostly exhausted. We do not have resources of those minerals available in the landlocked area, but plenty of those minerals are available below the sea. Okay, below the sea water. So excavation below the sea is nowadays becoming important. So that part is essentially considered, and that comes under the surface mining. See, the surface mining and underwater mining, the difference is not there in the mining process. Difference is there in the people standing on what medium. When the mineral is on the surface, is on the landlocked area, when we are carrying out the excavation, we are carrying out the excavation on the rock medium, and we stand on the air medium. Okay, but if same thing occurs below the sea or below the river or any waterlogged area, then the excavation is carried out in the rock medium. So there is no change in the excavation condition, but the person standing on the in the water medium, not on the air medium. When the person or people or machine, those are standing on the air medium, they are having their own benefit. So we can breathe. Similarly, if you are considering the diesel machines, diesel machines can take the oxygen, they leave the exhaust in the atmosphere. So that means these diesel machines, these human being or the workers of the mine, they can breathe in an air medium, but they cannot breathe in the water medium. So the difference is that the machines and manpower, they cannot work in the below water condition. Okay, but otherwise the mining is not very different in the underwater condition as well as in the surface condition. So deep sea mining is very, very important. Fortunately, India got a huge mineral resource in the international sea from the United Nations, has the ownership of that one. And it is expected that India will carry out mining there very shortly. So the feasibility analysis is being carried out only because of the some environmental problems that is under stuck. So this part, environmental part, is very, very important because you can design easily a machine which is electrically operated or battery operated that can work below the sea. Okay, but it is very difficult for the human being because human cannot withstand the water pressure more than 60 meters. That is very difficult for a normal human being to withstand more than a 60-meter water column. With special protective gear, human can go up to 100-meter depth. Okay, when they are exposed to the water pressure. Our current submarine, etc., they runs on 200 to 500-meter depth, and sunlight does not go beyond 1 kilometer depth. He says you will not find below after 1 kilometer depth. But most interesting part is that still life is there at a 10-kilometer depth of the sea also. But that life is very different types of life. They emits light from their own. They doesn't rely on the available oxygens. They live a different life. In fact, our knowledge related to the species living in those ecological condition is not very clear, not very well exposed enough. We are having very little knowledge about those. So that is a huge problem on designing the environmental laws for the mining operation at a deep sea condition, because we do not have very good environmental and ecological condition of that area. Okay, temperature, pressure, these are known to us. Okay, say sea bottom temperature in general lies between 0 to 3 degree or minus 1 to 3 degree, up to within that temperature range it lies, because that gives the highest density of the water. But the ecology and the living species idea about those are very limited. We cannot have very good exposure to that. That is the difficulties of carrying out this one. We are having some of the you can say submarine or similar to the say similar ships are available which can go beyond 10-kilometer depth. In fact, only 3 countries has gone more than 3-kilometer depth. In fact, you see those Titanic tour that is in 5-kilometer depth. So the water pressure there is very close to 50 megapascal for 5-kilometer depth and almost 100 megapascal for 10-kilometer depth. So the water pressure is high, but that can be designed. In fact, India is designing for a similar submarine which can go below that using the titanium metal by National Institute of Ocean Technology. They are basically making that submarine for underwater expeditions. So that is the way it is being carried out, and hopefully in next 4 to 5 years, deep water mining can be carried out by the country. India has got in South Indian Ocean a huge deposit which is having polymetallic sulfides and manganese nodules. So that will basically uh, help country to grow in many other fronts, especially nowadays, which we are eyeing on that the uh, storage of power, say battery operation, battery vehicles, quick charging of the batteries. We are having very limited resources of the lithium, cobalt, nickel. So whenever we are having the opportunity to get the polymetallic sulfides from the deep sea, these things will basically fulfill our requirement of those minerals. So that is a good part we can aim for. India is currently carrying out some shallow underwater mining, especially for the rare earth, which is available in the shallow water depth in Bay of Bengal. So that is being carried out. That is being mining in those deposits are being carried out by the Indian rare earth. So that is a benefit for the country, and we are self-dependent on the rare earth minerals. And the final part is that the closing of the mines. Mine closing, mine opening is very good, but closing is the most challenging task. Say the moment a mining is carried out, generally most of the minerals are available in the remote areas. So once the mining activity started in a remote area, entire socio-economic condition of the area changed. So earlier, those who are staying in that area, basically depending on the farming life or jungle life, they are now exposed to the advanced life where electricity is there, films are there, entertainments are there, well educations there, okay, games, sports, all these things are there. They are now exposed to that. And when the mining is carried out for uh, 25, 30, 40, 50 years, sometimes 100 years also in that area, they became accustomed to those lives. So if on the exhaustion of the mineral, if the mining has to be withdrawn, then that is creating the problem for those community because they have already lost their land. Their lands are no more fertile to have the cultivation. They lost the art of cultivation or art of their old culture through which they are living. They are now accustomed to the modern life. They cannot stay without electricity, without mobile, without internet. So those are very challenging to them. So their alternate earning system, development of the alternate earning system is very important. So mining, when the mine closure has to be considered, it is not only the requirement of the closing of the mines technically. The closing of the mines should be such that it will generate the economical growth in that area also. Okay, so that is the essential requirement. So mine closing basically eyeing on technical closing of the mines, environmental closing of the mines, and socio-economic closing of the mines. So that means the mining will stop, but the socio-economic growth must be sustained. That type of closing option has to be opted for. So 2004 onward, mine closure has been made mandatory, and that has to be carried out prior to the mining. 2011 onward, after uh, a lot of effort made by us, it is now mandatory that the escrow account is made. So the mining community mining organizations has to pay the required fees for the mine closing, required capital requirement for the closing of the mines as per the approved mine closure plan has to be deposited in the escrow account, which can be used for the actual closing of the mine. So that is very, very important part, which is carried out by the government of India, and that is covered in the mine closure portion. So this is the completion from the starting, that is the geophysical exploration, to the closing of the mines are considered in this course, and completely this course is I think there is one question from Ukatango tutorial. Will the time of the test? Okay. Is November 3. Actually, I think that test date is declared. Please answer to him in the YouTube. Okay, please answer to him in the YouTube. Okay, what is the date fixed for the exam? Okay, so that you answer him in the YouTube. He has made a question. Okay. What is grade? I do not know. Some Rajirikan Mandal. Grade, is it related to the Hull Road? Mr. Mandal, is it related to the Hull Road? Hull Road having the four layers: embankment, subgrade, base, and wearing surface. Okay, so probably it is subgrade you are talking about, or grade means exam grade. What you are talking about is not very clear to me. Exam grade is the grade, I think NPTEL has the system already that is mentioned in the NPTEL site. Okay, so I think it is Hull Road. So it is answered that it is subgrade. Okay, subgrade is the layer you laid above the embankment. You understand? Embankment is basically provided. That is the first layer. That is basically provided to give the elevation. Okay, embankment is basically given for the elevation, and subgrade basically act as the in two way. One is that it is act for the distribution of the load. So basically subgrade comprises of the smaller size fragmented boulders. Okay, below 75 mm size boulders are basically laid. Okay, you have also seen in the road, say some stone boulders are basically laid. Above that, some bitumen layer is placed, then the final bitumen layer is placed. Okay, or concrete layer is placed. Okay, so that sized boulders which are placed is basically called subgrade. So the subgrade basically distribute the load. Okay, which is the vehicle load, that is basically distributed by the subgrade. Also subgrade act as the trench drain for some waterlogged condition. Okay, but subgrade is main purpose of subgrade is to distribute the load which is coming onto the wearing surface or base from the load of the vehicle. Okay, so this is so I think this is maximum capacity of drag line. Okay, I think if you go through the video, you will find out the largest drag line is already mentioned there. Okay, largest size of drag line which is available there is mentioned. Okay. So these things, this when we have prepared those slides, that is basically during that time it was whatever is found from the internet, that is mentioned in the video. Okay. But you can search in the internet to find out which one is the currently available largest drug line in the country as well as in the world also. Okay. So there are many modifications occurs nowadays. Dojar push mining is also one option has come out, that Parsakanta mines of Adani, they are adopting Dojar push mining system over the dragline mining system. Okay, so that was available nowadays. That is the first time in India those Dojar push mining system is being used. So see, surface mining technology is very important because most of the mining is carried out in the country by the surface mining. One major drawback is the land requirement. Because of our increasing population, our land requirement is very difficult to get the available lands. So those are little bit problematic. Evacuation of the people is required for that, or resettlement of the people is required. That is very difficult task. That is the greatest challenge currently in surface mining in the country. So it is important I think this is very, very interesting session for the closing of the course. So hope you will do your exam. You will do your exam. You will appear your exam with proper preparation and will perform your best. Questions are similar type which you have faced in the assignments, which are discussed in the lectures, the formula which are used in the lectures for different calculations, those cost calculations, performance calculations. Okay, all those are very important. You have to understood how those calculations are made. The questions are similar type which are used in the assignments. Okay, there are many records type of questions which are expected that a surface mining student should know. Okay, it is not that some uh, special data will be asked. It is not like that. So only the in a common condition, a mining engineer, what a mining engineer should know, the recall type questions are basically from that. Yeah, actually, this question is not very clear to me. Is there any benefit for student who will have good grades in the present SMT? Okay. So let me tell you, NPTEL also offer internship, paid internship, uh, that for the top uh, 2 to 5 students, top 2 to 5 students. NPTEL offers internship; those are paid internship, and they can have their internship uh, here with the mentor of the course for uh, 2 months to 1 month to 2 months. Okay, up to that, up to 2 months internship can be carried out. So that is the benefit of this having a good grade. Secondly, NPTEL grades are already accepted by most of the universities and the academic institutions. So you can claim those grades in your respective universities as the grade for the surface mining technology. So that is the benefit of having the good grade in the course. So hope this is very enjoyable session for you. Next session also we are having drilling blasting technology, as well as we are having network analysis. Okay, network analysis for mines and mineral engineers. There are 2 courses running in the next semester from the January onward. That is, one is drilling and blasting technology. Another is the network analysis for mining and mineral engineers. So these 2 courses will run in the next session, and you can register for those 2 courses also. I think those courses will be enjoyable to you. In fact, we are having a plan, but this year it is not possible. But next year, we will going to enlarge the network analysis, which is currently only 4 weeks program. We'll make it to 12 weeks program from the next year. Okay, so that is our plan. You see, these are so especially shooting is very tedious job for these lectures. So that we are not able to prepare so far for that shooting. So that's why we could not record those portion. Otherwise, expected that next year we will be able to do that one. So this is, I think, all from my side. If you have any problem, if you have any problem of any doubts, do not forget to place your queries to the given, I think, email ID or so, whatever is there in your forum, through which you are connecting with the course management. You send those queries, and they will be happy to answer those queries. Okay. So along with me, Dr. Satyabhrata Behera, who is faculty in BHU, is also there in course. Dr. Ashish Kumar Vishwakarma, who is associated with CIMFR Dhanbad, is also in this course. And I am very thankful to them. They have taken all the pain to prepare those assignments, correct those assignments regular basis. They have given the replies to your queries, consult to me for giving those replies. All these things they have carried out. They have taken huge pain over this. So I am thankful to them also for running this course very smoothly. So I think we have already completed our scheduled time, mostly at the hard job completion. At the end, let me again wish all of you best of luck. I wish all of you must perform very well in the exam. Have a good grade. Thank you, all of you. Okay, thank you. NPTEL, you may close